Yeah, it's really nice. I get to go out on the blind
nice.
2 days a week.
Do you have a parking lot? Very nice. That used to be my dream role, but I think at this point,
For advertising, so it's such a great opportunity. Yeah, it's really nice.
Is that coming to the meeting on Sunday?
I don't know. I don't know if I want him to come.
Okay, then I'm going to bring some stuff to give you,
That's fine.
to give him. I was going to do it tonight, but I totally forgot.
If it's gonna be political,
Oh,
I don't want him to come.
okay. You're planning for it to be political?
I don't know. Much alone.
It's okay if I
hi, how are you?
excuse me about an hour.
I'm Jackie, by the way. So how did you find us?
Well, I tried to. I made an attempt to go to the one called State Street. They were closing the door. I just went there. I just took time.
You from Erie?
Yeah, I'm from Erie. I was born in St. Louis Hospital in here in 1996.
I was born in St. Vincent's, but not 96. I'm Jackie, by the way. Yes, I think it's down for 8 years. And so that's when high school students graduated Did you get a program on? No. Thank you.
Yesterday. That's exciting. Yep. Yeah. It happens very fast. Has on the market in the morning, in the afternoon we saw it. Going to our usual start about 7.
I'm one of those graduate students that.
Very exciting. Yay! I forgot. I forgot. That's so cool.
Takes like 45 minutes. You know,
Now I'm in the master's program.
I'm getting Johnson and an actor.
I just finished my finishing medicine, so I haven't had any
How are you?
hot seafood.
I almost that was canceled due to
So much.
What did you have for lunch?
Our whole house. Because I used to like one side was never done. We finally got it done. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Although when I came out, I was sitting over here watching FBI, Mark Warner. We always watch the program when we get to lunch. I want to go out and see how they're doing out there. It's a good thing because they had to go over the second program in the wrong spot. Because if they wanted just a solid black glass, because it goes with a phone, but you couldn't just get up into that word.
Right, why would you have it open?
Yes. We had in wrong window. So we had do you have that in wrong spot? What? We gotta move it. Yep.
You were there.
They were very, very nice. So, at Black Box,
I mean, my husband.
they're very good. Light combinations, versace, yeah. And I have to go to the room down and I don't know where that design is. That's not done. Yes, it is. Whoa! Where are you? Hi. Hi, hi, hi.
How are you? How are you? In good health, thank you. Wonderful.
Where are you sitting? Kristen and them are over there. Kristen and them are over there. Elise doesn't want to sit.
Hey, how are you? Good.
How are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, are you?
Good, good.
They say they're being in it.
can't, you're running into the camera. You have to be there.
He's just trying to give it a different view.
Maybe we can move.
There's a camera right there. Why don't we use this?
Let's.
More expensive.
All right.
You can say, oh, switch over so I can talk to my husband.
No, I'm gonna move this chair because you can't run into the camera. Oops, I'm so sorry. All right, there. It keeps hitting the camera.
No, it won't. You're probably fine. I know you think this is in the sense of humor I intended, but it's unlike okay, Mom. Will you say this?
Are you supposed to say that? Oh, yes. Oh, I can say that. Okay. They don't. We have to move up.
Right.
All right, I'll be here with you.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Do I need a...
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom and welcome. This weekend we have the opportunity to celebrate not only Shabbat but also confirmation and beginning tomorrow also Shavuot. Shavuot, the celebration of receiving Torah. One of the three pilgrimage festivals, one of the three times when in the ancient temple experience we would make our way up to Jerusalem to offer prayer and sacrifice. And it was at that moment that Shavuot also symbolized the time when we stood at the base of Mount Sinai and received words of Torah. And so when the Reform movement in the 1830s or 40s evolved confirmation, originally actually to replace bar and bat mitzvah. Well, bar mitzvah then, it wasn't bat mitzvah yet. But they were looking for a egalitarian way, a way to bring younger people into an opportunity to celebrate who they are. And so they chose confirmation a few years later, after traditionally when bar mitzvah would happen, so that we could give people an opportunity at a slightly more mature stage than when they were 13 to make a statement about who they are and what they believe. And so this evening we have our 5 confirmation students who are with us, and we are thrilled to be able to learn from them and celebrate Shabbat as they lead us in prayer. And so we'll begin on page 2 as we invite them forward to light our Shabbat candles. Let's join together in blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu We'll turn together to page 10 and join in Hine Matov. How beautiful, how wonderful it is for us to be together.
הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Hello everyone, good morning and thank you all for coming. We are so glad that all our friends and family could make it tonight. My name is Ava Spry, and the other 4 students being confirmed are Ava Gardner, Naomi Warshaw, Connor Billy, and Kenny Zacks. We did a lot this year in Sunday school, especially in our class with Miss Jessica. This year we read 2 books, Ivan and Adolf, which is a story about how God's mercy is his strength. The other book we read was A Man's Search for Meaning, which is a story about a man's survival in the Holocaust and concentration camps. We've also done a lot of talking with Rabbi about how to deal with anti-Semitism with friends, strangers, in school, and out. It's hard to believe that all of us have finally made it to confirmation. Through many games of apples to apples, many times listening to the song Sweet as Honey, and countless games of hide and seek and capture the Joshua. It's hard to believe that we finally made it to this point. We've learned so much about our religion and how to be proud of our Judaism. Thank you for so many memories and congratulations to everyone. We continue on page 20 as we welcome Shabbat into our lives with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha
on page 22, we join in Mizmor Shir, a psalm for Shabbat. And on page 24, we join in Shalom Aleichem, those words of peace, those words of offering someone a blessing. You meet somebody on the street and you might say, Shalom Aleichem, may peace be on you. And the traditional response is, Aleichem Shalom, and may on you, may there be peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei
We turn together to page 26 and invite you to please rise for Chatzi Kaddish. Please be seated as we continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם רקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Page 33. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Ahavat olam made Yisrael, Amecha Amcha Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadata al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmeinu u'v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Yehem chayenu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem negei yomam v'layla negei yomam v'layla ve'ahavat ka'al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
The Shema talks about how God is one. This prayer is the cornerstone of Judaism as it speaks about monotheism and listening to God above all else. The Ve'ahavta calls all Jewish people to love God with all of their heart, soul, and might. As Jewish adults, this prayer can be used as a guideline for our lives and our relationships with God. I personally have always loved the Ve'ahavta as it commands us to love. I believe that if there was more love in the world, life would be easier for everyone. Especially today, if we treated all of God's creations with love and respect, all of our problems would go away. Global warming, poaching, war, and prejudice. As we get confirmed today, we are confirming and setting our love for God in stone. Please rise for the Shema. On page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך כיום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך ובשרתם מאוד על ידיך והיו תותפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לי. אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוקים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
You want me to sing the rest of the service? I did the same thing to Jesse.
He said that to me like 15 years ago, and I'm crying.
This is true. Page 39. Let's join together in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice, love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Mi hamocha nadar b'kodesh, nor atzihilo, osei fele. Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? This year, I learned to trust God more than ever, and like it says in the Mi hamocha, God is unique, and there is none like him. I've found myself questioning my belief before, but God always proves true when I doubt it. I've learned so much with Miss Jessica and Rabbi this year about my faith, and how to handle those who don't respect it. Getting confirmed tonight feels like a good representation of my new knowledge and love for God. We continue on page 40 with our Song of Freedom, Mi hamocha.
Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osei fele.
מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukkah shalom
Page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. As we join in Vishamru, thanking God for the blessings of Shabbat.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. B'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam.
I missed the woo. Thank you.
It's not as much fun when we're only, leading on Zoom. Jesse and I go, ooh. So thank you all. Page 47. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. We rise together for Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sivatai kitabu v'yagidei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מוריד הטעם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מכבוד חבב גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך מביט ומחייך, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, קדושים בכל יום יהלוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Page 53. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay-touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Shabbat. Ever-present One, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer. Wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Let's join together in the top of page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot.
Tonight, the portion of the service I will be talking about is Shalom. Shalom Rav is the Jewish prayer for peace. Although the prayer says, grant abundant peace over Israel, your people forever, I think that the prayer is more generalized than just the people of Israel. This prayer can be said about anybody in the world, Jewish or not, with much of the world right now not at peace. This prayer is very important. Tonight we say this prayer in light of the recent mass shootings. Let us pray that the victims and their families find peace. We join together in Shalom Rav on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael Mechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
We take a few moments. These moments to leave aside the prayer book and the ancient words of our tradition, and to look inward. Inward to those thoughts, those prayers that are in our own hearts and minds. Some moments of silent prayer.
Say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, bimeru, bimeru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
We turn together to page 253. And there we find our blessing of healing. There is incredible amounts of pain in our country and our world. Families dealing with unimaginable horrors. And so tonight, as we send our energies of healing to all those who need, we're mindful of so many people whose lives have been transformed and who are in such pain. And whether it's a healing of body or soul or mind or heart, as we send our energy of healing out to the world, we think of all those who need that energy. And in our congregation, we especially mention Jacob Adams, Pat Hanna, Doug Ford, Steve Tottleman, Michael Goldman, Linda Lyons, Merv Weinman, Diane Levy, Joan Rosenthal, Frank Fusara, Renee Goldman, Phil DiFrancesco, Jay Kaler, Debbie Perry, Amy Doherty, Dick Metcalf, Sharon Johns, Jeannie Neibauer, Julie Matthews, Dane Marcinowski, Maggie Lee, Noyak Lindbergh, Stacy Mason, Bridget Mueller, Andy Green, and Robin Lewis. If you are joining us via live stream and wish to add a name, please add the name into our chat box. If you are here in person and would like to add a name, please do so as I look around.
Linda Casaros. Bobby Epstein and Rose Epstein. Bill Schwartz.
We join in our blessing for healing.
Mishneh Rach
This is a Shabbat and a weekend of transition. Our confirmation class is transitioning to more and different Jewish experiences, right? Different cool things and summer activities and all sorts of great things to look forward to. And on Sunday, our congregation will transition too, from one presidential leader to another. And so this evening I'd like to invite Janice Whitmer's and Edie Joseph forward, our president and past president, to open the ark. I invite you all to please rise. I'd also like to invite Lauren Gardner and Barry Warshaw forward to hold our Torah. The tradition is, when we read Ten Commandments, for the entire congregation to remain standing as we do it, as we reenact that moment at Sinai, where we stood at the base of the mountain and received Torah. So we too reenact that moment, just as we reenact the moment of emerging from slavery to freedom and the celebration of Passover. We count 49 days later, which is right this weekend. We're about to begin Shavuot. And once again, stand at that mountain. So if I can have the two of you come forward. And let's join together in our blessing before our Torah reading, which can be found on page 250. Baruch et Adonai Hamorah, Baruch Adonai Hamorah le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, Notei HaTorah.
V'daber Elohim et kol hadvarim ha'ele lemor. Anochi Adonai Elohecha, asher hotzeticha mi'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim. Lo yehiyeha Elohim acharim al penei.
Lo ta'aseh lecha fesel, v'kol temuna asher b'shamayim mima'al, va'asher ba'aretz mitachat v'asher b'mayim mitachat la'aretz. Lo tishacheveh lachem velo ta'odem, ki anohi Adonai, Elohecha Elkanah poked. Avon avot al banim al shleshim ve'al ribi'im l'sanai. Ve'oseh chesed la'alafim le'ohovai u'leshomrei mitzovatai.
Lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha l'shav, ki lo yinachi Adonai et asher yisa et shmo l'shav. Zachor et yom hashabat l'kadsho, sheshet yamin ta'avod, va'asita kol malachtecha V'yom hashvi'i Shabbat l'Adonai Elohecha lo ta'aseh cho melacha ata uvincha uvitecha avdecha v'amatcha uvihemtecha v'gercha asher bish'arech.
Ki sheshet hamim Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz et hayam ve'et kol asher bam vayanach bayom hashvi'i al ken barach Adonai et yom hashavat ve'akadshehu chabed et avicha ve'et imecha lema'an ya'arichan yamecha al ha'adamah asher Adonai Elohecha noten lach.
Lo tirtzach, lo tiv'ach, lo tignov, lo ha'eveh, ve'recha ed shaker, lo tachmod, beit recha, lo tachmod, ashert recha, vayavdo, ba'amato, vasharo, v'chamaro, v'chol asher lavrecha.
We join together in our blessing after our Torah reading, also on page 250. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. And as we prepare to turn the Torah to the ark, we'll join in the time. And we continue on page 282 as we remain standing for Elena.
Aleinu nishabeach Adon hakol ateidu na le'otzeh bereshit shelo asanu
Please be seated. Now, our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. We are in the period of Shloshim for Patricia Seligson, and on this Shabbat we observe the following yahrzeit: Morris Mazroff, Abraham Slaus, Nettie Haley Mann, Sophie Samuel, Philip Bloom, Rachel Ermsheimer, Rose Levy, Louis Radin, Ida Wexler Landsberg, Fanny Stern Solomon, Sophia Baer, Helena Sender, Tilly Strasburger, S. Joe Levinson, Bertha Mann Schulman, Solomon Jacobson, Aaron Levy, Barbara Baker, Egon Hessen, Max Wolf, Saul Sender, Isabel Baer, Flora Williams, Samuel Schwab, and Bernard Fox. If you're joining us by live stream and you have a name that you would like to add in memory of someone, please add the name into our chat box. If you're here in person and would like to add a name, please do so as I look around. We rise together. We turn to page 294 for Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chai echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach l'olam u'larmeh mayam. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei ikudsha b'rihu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiran b'yoma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rava min shamayim v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav Ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who grants peace in the high and distant heights grant peace for us, for all Israel, for all the world. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Craig Reynolds forward to share some congregational announcements.
Yesher Koach and Mazel Tov to our confirmation students. Very nice. And the service this evening is in your honor. Now there is a lot going on this weekend, so just to let you know, I'm going to give you some of the highlights, and I would ask you to check your emails, your texts, and temple topics just to see what all is going on and get the details of it. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we have our Shabbat morning service in Yizkor, and then it will be followed by a Torah study at 11 o'clock. Then on Sunday, it is Mitzvah Day. We have a busy day in store. All are welcome to join us in our annual day of giving back to our community, giving to our community. And then later that day at 5 p.m., we have Havdalah, and we have our annual meeting. So please, all members in good standing, please come, and you are eligible to vote for the election of new officers, our new budget for next year, and the renewal of Rabbi Moray's contract. So we want to make sure we get that one done. As I said, it's a it's a busy weekend, but it's also a busy week and busy month coming up. And one of the things I wanted to mention, Anshe Hesed is going to be taking part in the Erie Pride Fest and Parade, which is the end of June, the end of this month. But there are T-shirts. I know you can't see this, but once again, go to your emails and your text messages so you can get a better view of this T-shirt. It's a very attractive T-shirt. It says Hava, love, Hebrew love, and English love on top in the rainbow colors. And then it says Anshe Hesed in the trans colors across the bottom. And so the deadline for those orders are this coming Wednesday. So please, like I said, take a look at your text and your emails and take care of that and get that order in by Wednesday of this week.
This year we started talking about the way our school, Mercier's Prep, views their Jewish students and the overall religion of Judaism. Thinking and talking about this topic has opened my mind to how we as Jews can be viewed. We all research different types of discrimination and how to deal with it. Through researching this topic, we learned that communicating our culture and traditions to others can spread awareness of anti-Semitism around us. By doing this, it brought the small Jewish community we have at the school closer together than we ever have been before. This year, we wrap up our Jewish education. I personally believe we did it in the best way possible and wouldn't change it. Overall, I learned a lot more about the world of Judaism as a whole. So in conclusion, us students would like to thank you all for coming tonight and say thank you to our teachers who have guided us through our years of Jewish education. Thank you very much. Please join us in our closing song, Sweet as Honey.
I'd like to invite Kendra Zaks forward to help me with some presentations.
So we'd like to honor our compliments with certificates. So, Kenneth Zaks.
Come on, give it up.
And we have Eve Spry. Connor Billy. Naomi Gorka. And Eva Gardner. Flowers for them.
So, you stand in a very long line of people who have stood on this congregation's bima. It may have been in two different places. It could have been in lots of different times. But you stand as the next link in that chain of tradition which stretches all the way back through history. And we know that you have this great opportunity to express and think about Judaism and all of its complexities and interesting ways. We had some really interesting conversations along the path of the year. 4 of you go to the same school, Mercyhurst, and Connor, you're a little further out, and you have similar experiences of struggling with how to be Jewish in the midst of a predominantly non-Jewish world. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes that's painful, and sometimes it's exciting because you get to share something with people who may not have heard of it before. And so we ask God for blessings in the ancient words of Torah. May God always bless you and keep you.
May God's presence always be with you and may God guide you. May God always be right there with you and always granting you the important blessing, peace, happiness, health. That doesn't say. And we thank God for allowing us to be here at this very important time. The words of Shehecheyanu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu v'hiyamanu v'hiyamanu l'azman hazeh. Now, are you going to lead us in our closing song? Okay, well, you take the mic and Penny will lead from the stronger way.
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah la'asok b'divrei Torah. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue.
We join together in Kiddush. Nancy, will you help us lead?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Moreh Yireh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsha be'ahava u'ratzon hilanu. Zikaron l'naseh b'reishit, Yom Tevila l'mikroi kodesh, Zecher Tzion Mitzrayim, Kibanu v'aparta, v'yotanu kidashta, Mikromi, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, hilchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together, as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.